Oh, they must be sisters, yeah. 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 Okay. And also in the crowd, well, two little daughters of Kenny Sansom and a little daughter of Graham Rix. Giving a workout to Eddie Nichveski. And David Speedy is one you ought to have a look at as well. He's a little fair-haired bloke in the middle of the, just getting up all of his feet now. Yes. And also two players who would like to have been playing but can't. Graham Rix on the right, who's still injured. Charlie Nicholas, who is still serving a one-match suspension. Actually, that might make a nice shot during the game, I think, don't you? Because I think... Oh, of course not. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's lovely. Yeah, Chelsea might well be on the right of shot as we look at it, going out towards their clock end and their fans, I would have thought. We have again our phantom bloody commissioner. And both teams are coming out with mascots, aren't they? So I gather. Okay. We got plenty of time to think about it after the game, haven't we, really? That's quite right. 6 minutes to go. No, I don't start until you show me the clock. When you are. The famous Arsenal clock shows a morning kick-off in the hope that temperatures might be a little cooler amongst the rival fans for this opening game of the season, where two international fullbacks make their first appearances for their new clubs. Viv Anderson of England, formerly with Nottingham Forest, makes his first appearance for Arsenal, and Scotland's Doug Rougvie, formerly with Aberdeen, comes into the newly promoted Chelsea team. Arsenal, however, without Graham Rix injured and Charlie Nicholas suspended for one game this season, so Paul Davis comes into the midfield and the former Colchester player Ian Allinson takes Nicholas's place. Chelsea also short of full strength. Mickey Thomas and Joey Jones are both serving suspensions. John Bumstead was injured in a pre-season game, but at least that gives an unexpected chance in the First Division for a 20-year-old midfielder, Dale Jasper, who had just 3 first-team games last season. The referee is Alan Robinson of Portsmouth. The referee is Alan Robinson of Portsmouth. Fine, thank you, Teddy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I could have just a little more sound coming back, that would be excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I don't see John Neal on the bench there yet, do you? Oh yes, in the back, behind Johnny Holland, sitting in the back there. Arsenal gets the new season underway in those red and white shirts, attacking the goal to our left. Chelsea back brilliantly in the First Division as Second Division champions in an all-blue strip. Rugby getting his first touch of English football with a header. Spackman also, although it was Robson's header that found Mariner. Here's Eddie Nijveski. In fact, the last time he played against Pat Jennings was when Nijveski was with Wrexham and they played in the Cup back in 1978. Dixon making the break and getting there first. And O'Leary away. Dixon showing a bit of pace there, and it seemed as though Kenny Sansom felt the ball was going to go gently over for the goal kick. And certainly Arsenal will be well prepared for today's game. Their manager Don Howe rated Chelsea the best of the 3 promoted sides and feels that Arsenal could have quite a battle on their hand. Well, here's Colin Lee with a good long throw towards Speedy, who got the header in, and it took Jennings just to poke it away. Jasper, now Anderson. £200,000 man from Nottingham Forest. That's Pates with a header. Sanson winning it in the air. But young Dale Jasper trying to get Speedy away, but Caton. And it's Arsenal's throw. Pates beating Woodcock. Arsenal's throw. Sanson taking it from Woodcock. Spirit in both clubs, absolutely sky high. But then, if it's not at this stage of the season, I suppose, whenever would it be? Woodcock, McLaughlin. In fact, Woodcock was backing into the big Scottish centre-half of Chelsea. And it's a free kick to Chelsea. Back to Nijveski, which incidentally is the way he says his name should be pronounced, Nijveski. Speedy after this one, but Caton's header, he had the inches and made good use of it. Anderson trying to make progress, two Arsenal men going for that, Robson and Davis, and it falls again for Chelsea. Here's Colin Lee. It's another Chelsea throw and a chance once more for Colin Lee to hurl a long ball towards the Arsenal near post. Lee with the throw. Thrown towards Speedy, but it was Davis who got the header in. Jasper, nice little touch there for Spackman. Oh, and a ricochet there. Jennings will have to act again, and again his fists came to the rescue for Arsenal. Nevin, oh, lovely skill. Oh, a lovely touch there. And Sanson quick to spot the danger. Well, he may have missed out the first time, Sanson, but he made sure he got his challenge in the second time. But there was a glimpse of Nevin that cheered Chelsea as Woodcock then plays it away, and Nijveski gets there first. Delightful little touch from little Pat Nevin. Rugby. Jasper. Oh, he lost out, he held it too long. Robson dispossessed him. Woodcock onto the left foot. McLaughlin just getting there first. Woodcock suffering just a little bit. He had a virus complaint during the summer and lost a stone in weight, and he was telling me just before the game, about a half a stone beneath his, as it were, fighting weight, and still doesn't feel quite as strong as he could do. But Talbot with the corner, and it was Colin Lee who got that one away. Here's Alinson again, planting it in for Arsenal. Again the big Chelsea defenders were there. Oh, and a misunderstanding there between Robson and Sanson, and here's Speedy with Cannaville away on the right, but Davis came back. A total misunderstanding there between the number 7 Stuart Robson and his skipper Kenny Sanson. Anderson. Well, they've bought his defensive qualities, but also his ability to come forward and attack. And we might see quite a bit of that from Arsenal this season with Sanson and Anderson, two fullbacks who just love to get into the opposing half. Paul Mariner. To go over for the goal kick, but again Kerry Dixon was in quickly, working and hustling Chelsea at the moment. Shoved in the back by Rugby on Mariner, free kick to Arsenal. beating Speedy in the air. Rugby. Pates. And Dixon just nodding that on towards Cannaville. Chelsea's throw. Doug Rugby with it. Oh, and it might come for Cannaville. And Jennings just got there. It's a couple of moments in the opening 7 or 8 minutes when we've seen misunderstandings in the Arsenal defence that have almost been exploited by Chelsea. Cannaville coming in quickly, but Jennings was even quicker. And Lee gets this one back to Nitreski. Caton versus Dixon. And a foul by Tommy Caton on Kerry Dixon. It's a free kick for Chelsea. Colin Lee with the free kick. Joe McLaughlin's come up from the back to be on the far post. Kerry Dixon's there as well. And once again Jennings snatching the ball above the head of a Chelsea player. That time Joe McLaughlin, a man from Morton in Scotland. Mariner's header, guided down to the enthusiastic Robson, but the pass doesn't reach Allinson. Lee finding Nevin, forced back and a flick in, which might be dangerous. Robson trying to get onto it. McLaughlin going in. The Arsenal fans up on the North Bank look towards the referee. There was never a question of a penalty though. Rugby, a long ball forward to hopefully get Cannaville on his way, but O'Leary was across. It's Chelsea's throw. Now we've seen Colin Lee with a good long throw on this side. Here's Doug Rugby. Letting another long one go, something Chelsea have practiced an awful lot over the last week or so. The long throw. And now Ian Allinson. With Woodcock outside him, Mariner lurking on the far side. Allinson. Filled in towards Mariner. The big defenders were there again. Pates and McLaughlin look as though they might take a bit of beating in the air. Rugby. Trying to get Speedy away. O'Leary won the point. Chelsea get the throw. Cannaville trying to get it back from Speedy. Under pressure from Talbot. It's gone Chelsea's way. Paul Cannaville with the throw. Finding Speedy. Might come for Dale Jasper. And a shot pushed away well by Jennings from young Dale Jasper. What a versatile young player he is. He's played in the back four and left back for Chelsea and in the midfield. They think his best position is in the midfield. And it looks as though he's a midfielder who knows where goal is too. Good work by Jennings. And it'll be a corner, which Cannaville will take. He'll aim for Rugby or McLaughlin at the near post. And in fact it's Rugby who heads it on. And O'Leary gets it away to Paul Davis. And now Jennings. Mariner. Well, in the opening 12 minutes, Chelsea have looked the more dangerous side. And Talbot gets it back to his keeper. Under threat from Speedy. David Speedy with a cut mouth at the moment. Sanson. Davis. Mariners touch to Allinson, finding Woodcock. Finding Allinson, all the way through. Oh, a scorching shot, well saved. Both goalkeepers in excellent form in this opening game of the season. Allinson bursting through, and Nizwicki with good reaction. Nizhevsky, I must say, good reactions. Allinson again. Talbot outside him. Came off Jasper. Davis. Fell towards Mariner on the far side again, Nizhevsky. And Speedy. Rugby. Arsenal's ball. Of Anderson to take it. Allinson. Mariner. Woodcock. Came off Pates, and Woodcock has held him off unfairly. Woodcock felt that, if anything, the free kick should have gone his way. Chelsea bench there in the back with the grey hair. John Neal, who it's good to see him around. He's had a heart operation in the summer, heart bypass, only about 10 weeks ago. But the good news is he's feeling fit, so much so he's playing a bit of golf now, and playing well, he tells me. Well, looking for Speedy maybe, who's a fairly small fellow, but he's very good in the air. But that came off O'Leary and had to be pushed away in the end by James. Cannaville with the corner. Again, Rugby at the near post. So valuable for Chelsea with his throws and with his ability to flick things on from the near post. But here's Woodcock now on the break for Arsenal. There's absolutely no support for him at the moment, but now Allison's joined in. So Ian Allinson. Robson tangling with Pates. Well, the Chelsea skipper, Colin Pates, has shown a lot of composure in these opening 15 minutes of the first half. Kerry Dixon underneath this one, but it's O'Leary who lets it bounce, and it very nearly came to Speedy. They could have been in trouble, and Caton's got to get him out of it. Allinson. Sanson. Closing so quickly every time the ball comes anywhere near Pat Nevin. It's an Arsenal throw. Caton. That's Rugviz. Talbot. Pates again doing a good job. A shot that time by Rugby on Woodcock. A free kick to Arsenal. Great campaigner, Doug Rugby, with the very successful Aberdeen side, both in winning Scottish honours and, of course, that epic European Cup Winners' Cup final against Real Madrid. Talbot, there's something that the referee's not happy about. Maybe that the Chelsea players weren't 10 yards off the ball when Talbot was about to take that kick. Well, it's something that referees have warned players they're going to watch very closely this season. In fact, it's played for Paul Davis. Goal kick. Sanson's header. Here's Lee. Offside flag up against Kerry Dixon. Mariner winning that one in the air. And Rugby getting it back. Chelsea warming up Tony McAndrew, maybe just business of just keeping his muscles nice and flexed. Sanson. Ball's out of play, only fractionally, but it was. Mariner. He was a bit unlucky there. The touch looked as though it was going towards Davis. Came Chelsea's way. And now Robson finding Torben. He just got there. Anderson got there more comfortably and found Davis. Played on again as the Chelsea back four came forward. Arsenal were very tentative about making their break. Rugby. This is Speedy. Jasper struggling to get to that one. Davis battling away, but beaten in the end by Lee. Here's O'Leary. Now that's a fair ball. If Allinson, no, he couldn't quite keep it in. It gained a bit of pace off the turf. So Colin Pates on the ball now for Chelsea. Towards Dixon, but it was Anderson and then Caton who won it in the air. Finally O'Leary, Smackman, and a goal kick. Well, to everybody's surprise, a corner's been given. That's quite remarkable. Arsenal looking bewildered, Chelsea just grateful. But a corner it is, which Pat Nevin will take. Again, Joe McLaughlin at the near post. And Stuart Robson, in fact, got it away quite comfortably with a header, but the whistle had gone for a free kick. Davis making the break from the midfield this time. Chelsea, apart from one moment when Allinson came through and fired the ball directly at Nijveski, they've looked pretty secure at the back. Mariner. That was a nasty old challenge there by young Dale Jasper on the England centre forward. A bit of immaturity there, I think, by the 20-year-old Dale Jasper. And an Arsenal player off the field at the moment. I think it's Stuart Robson in a bit of trouble. Davis playing it back. Allinson's shot. Speedy playing it for Cannaville. And here comes Paul Cannaville now for Chelsea. Oh, he's got the better of Anderson. Talbot's got to go and do a rescue job. And does. Oh, but has he? Then gives it to Dixon. And now for Nevin. Arsenal making life difficult for themselves here. Kerry Dixon again onto the right foot, but no trouble there for Jennings. But that was a little bit sloppy at the back by Arsenal. Here's Mariner. Davis. Arsenal still at the moment, I think, down to 10 men. Just halfway through the first half now. And young Martin Hayes. Martin Hayes, the Arsenal substitute, warming up. And Stuart Robson off the field at the moment. I think he's had a bang on the head. Free kick to Arsenal. Talbot with the free kick. Caton trying to make a run at it, in fact was impeded a little bit by the referee. Here come Chelsea with Speedy. We tried a backheel there towards Spackman, but Speedy's going on, and O'Leary got in well. He got a pat on the back for it from Kenny Sansom. That began to look a little bit dangerous. Anderson's clearance falls for Chelsea, and Dixon's pass falls for the goal kick. Coming up to 25 minutes gone. 0-0 the score. Woodcock. Straight to Lee. Jasper, Colin Lee. Good bit of attacking full-back play here. Sanson's got to hold him off and he can't. Lee now, a good deep cross, but just a little too deep in point of fact. Neither Cannaville nor Dixon could get on the end of it. And Stuart Robson back on the field for Arsenal. A nasty bang on the head. Back in the midfield. McLaughlin back. Chelsea's throw. Couldn't get it through to Woodcock, although the whistle had gone. A free kick to Arsenal. Good jump by Pates, beating Mariner in the air. Robson trying to play it wide for Anderson. That's an interesting cross. Jasper gets it away. Speedy after this one, but that's going to be a throw. Cannaville, who did well there to find Spackman, who did well to find Dixon. Sanson's throw. Finding Woodcock and turn down to Mariner. Chelsea's throw. And Chelsea's free kick. Colin Lee's free kick looking for Kerry Dixon. A bit too high for him. Caton now for Arsenal. Oh, the ricochet falling for David Speedie. Sanson trying to make his presence felt. That time Speedie held him off. Jasper finding Lee. Cannaville on the far side, but the flag is up. So free kick to Arsenal. Or goal kick rather. Woodcock. For Robson, and good work by Lee. Mariner, Talbot, and Robson again. This time it's Anderson coming through. The flag is up, but the referee has waved play on, and Spackman wanting to get it away for Chelsea towards David Speedie. Nodded down well by him for Jasper. And here's Neville. Shoved in the back by Robson. A free kick again to Chelsea. Pates will take the free kick. Spackman. Davis's header. Cannaville. Colin Pates. Stopped by Anderson at the expense of a Chelsea corner. Which Cannaville will take. Lee up from the back. The variation this time as he finds Spackman. Now Cannaville again. Spackman. Pates, a little dink in. Davis covering Cannaville well. But it's another Chelsea corner. This time Pat Nevin's going to take it, which means it'll go towards the near post, and that's really confirmed by the fact that Doug Rugby is now taking up his position there. It's a deeper one this time, and Jennings with his fist, and also with a foul, which gives Arsenal the free kick. Rugby, very powerful there with the header. Sanson. It's an Arsenal throw. With about 13 minutes to go to half-time. 0-0. Good play. Can Davis get there? No. Rugby's header once again, but a few red shirts are around. Allinson finding Viv Anderson. And again for Paul Davis. rival in the shape of Cannaville. And it comes in the end for Jasper. Now for Speedy. A one-touch for Lee. On for Nevin. And just listen to the Chelsea fans every time this little Scot gets the ball. They're hoping for something a bit spectacular. Oh, and a little flick with the outside of the boot very nearly got through to Speedy. Still Chelsea in possession with Jasper. And now Mariner. Sanson. And Talbot making his break. He's got Allinson away on the right. And O'Leary has gone bursting through the middle. And here's Robson. And in the end, Chelsea protected their penalty area well. Spackman to Dixon. And now again to Pat Nevin. Taking on Davis. And in the end, losing his way. 3 or 4 Arsenal players congregating on the edge of that box. And the little Scot could find no way through. Mariner, onside. And a great save by Nichveski. Now Mariner claims that Nichveski then came and jumped on him as they were both going for the ball, but the referee said no. But Mariner was onside. Nichveski made a very good save indeed, and now you can see, if anything, it was Mariner bumping into the Chelsea goalkeeper. Davis, Sanson. Obstruction by Nevin. Well, he's made 2 really excellent saves, Nichveski. Sanson with the... Oh! And it goes in off Mariner! Arsenal in the lead. Paul Mariner gets the first goal of the new season. There was nothing Nichveski could do about that. Complaining to defender Joe McLaughlin, but here's the free kick. And there's the goal by Mariner. And Arsenal into the lead. 10 minutes before half-time. Spackman. Fans who are saying that our good form at the end of last season was down so much to the arrival of Paul Mariner. He's made the best possible start to the new season. And here's Woodcock. Oh, so close to being another one. Right across the face of that Chelsea goal. Could never have been much more than a foot outside the goal line. A really good chinky little run here as Woodcock takes it up. And just look how close that was. Sanson's header. Allinson for Woodcock. Arsenal looking better now. That goal has really lifted them. And it's their throw. Oh, Allinson getting in behind them then. Chelsea a little losing out on that long throw. Sanson. Now can Allinson get in behind him again? Oh, he almost had Nichveski going the wrong way, but sadly for Arsenal, the ball then ended up in the side netting. Good spell this for Arsenal. And Allinson has shown a good capability of coming forward and having a pot at goal. That time it was into the side netting, and Chelsea get the goal kick. It's Arsenal's throw. There's Anderson. Now Talbot. Handball. And a free kick to Chelsea. And Dixon again, and Chelsea have equalised. They were badly caught out there, Arsenal, and Kerry Dixon, with 34 goals last season, gets away to the best possible start in the First Division. The first was a left foot shot that was saved by Jennings. Back it came again, and what a belter with the right foot into the corner, and Chelsea are level. So Kerry Dixon, who did so much to push Chelsea into the First Division with that brilliant season last year in the Second Division, shows that he can also score goals at the top level too. Well, it was just the break Chelsea required. And here comes Dixon again, but this time Jennings is there. Speedy. Cannaville. Up goes Nevin. And my word, Dixon was almost in there again. They've got a corner. Well, little Pat Nevin, one of the smallest men on the field, really had no right, it seemed, to win that one in the air. But win it he did. And it gave Dixon a half chance. And it provides Chelsea with a corner. Rugby is up. Mariner's going back to mark him, as you can see. And Dale Jasper will take this one for Chelsea, but before that, there's a slight problem with one of the Arsenal players, and trainer Roy Johnson is on. I think it's Tommy Caton. Bang in the face. Still warming up, but no sign of him coming on, and Caton okay to continue for Arsenal. So here's Jasper with the corner for Chelsea, towards Kerry Dixon again, and onto the roof of the net. Free kick to Chelsea. Well, Bobby Robson in the centre there, the England manager. He's looking for people who can score goals, and Paul Mariner, who he knows all about, and Kerry Dixon have provided goals for him today. It's a good day for Bobby, actually, because you can see this game in the morning, and he's off immediately. This one is over to watch Queen's Park Rangers West Brom. couple of minutes of the first half now. Here's Speedy. On for Dixon. Here's Speedy. He's got Nevin outside him, but the flick wasn't on. Sanson forced back, turned away, kept his head beautifully, and then found Stuart Robson. Sanson again. That's McLaughlin's ball. Davis, Woodcock, Jasper. A little flick for Lee. Nevin. Caton, the long ball forward. McLaughlin doing this one slightly off balance. Lee will help him out. David Speedy. O'Leary. Mariner. Talbot. Here's Anderson. Bit of space for him, but in the end he runs into Rugby. But the whistle had gone for a free kick to Arsenal. Talbot now, and now Allinson. Jasper, here's Spackman, and now Speedy. Nevin's made a good break along the right. Will Speedy find him? Yes, he has, but there was an offside. Sadly for Chelsea, it was, I think, Dale Jasper who'd made a break from the midfield, but hadn't timed it all that well. Nevin complaining, but he was all right, he was onside, but the linesman saw more of that incident than the young Scot did. Woodcock. Robbed as Cannaville takes it up. In turn, he's tackled by Talbot. Last few seconds of the first half now. Rugby with the throw. Speedy. Chelsea's free kick. Right at the stroke of half-time. Can they produce something here? Rugby will take it. McLaughlin's come up from the back. Played in fact to Spackman, but driven straight at Kenny Sanson. Mariner. Sanson. Mariner's little touch now for Robson. Good inside again for Mariner. Methodical build-up here by Arsenal. Sanson's made the break. Lee has spotted it well. Arsenal get the throw. Davis. He's done well there. Now it's a question of whether there's time for the corner to be taken. The referee's looked at his watch. He's checked with both linesmen that 45 minutes are up. Time doesn't have to be added on, of course, for corners to be taken. Talbot wants to get it taken quickly. And indeed, the half-time whistle has gone. And that's been a very good first 45 minutes to the season. Chelsea have shown that they can really hold their own in the First Division on the evidence of that, in spite of going behind from that goal by Paul Mariner 10 minutes before half-time. And then just 5 minutes after that, Kerry Dixon was the man who scored the equaliser. Half-time then here at Highbury. It's Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1. But I think it's an excellent point. I think the BBC are here, aren't they, for the Liverpool game? So Chelsea then get the second half underway against an Arsenal side. Many people have been tipping them for a place really in a challenging position in the First Division for this season, although they finished sixth last, of course. With a marvellous second half to the season, they lost only 2 of their last 15 league games. They were hoping that the same sort of form could be carried over onto this season as well. At the moment, they've been pegged back by Kerry Dixon's goal, 1-1. That was a strange clearance by Nijveski. Robson trying to get Woodcock away. Paul Davis. David O'Leary. Challenge there by Rugby on Talbot. It's left the chairman of the PFA writhing on the turf, touching his, for a moment it looked like his left ankle. That's a strong challenge there, but didn't look too bad at the time. Let's see what happens here now. Well, he clattered in, certainly Doug Rugby, but it looked as though Brian Talbot had escaped the worst. Indeed, he is on his feet again. It's Arsenal's throw. Talbot with it. Woodcock. Mariner. And he was stopped by Spackman, but that wasn't a very good clearance by Pates. And Rugby's header finds Cannaville. Ooh, that looked a bit fierce by Talbot on Cannaville. Ooh, not once, but twice. And it's a free kick for Chelsea. Cannaville. Pates up above Mariner. Here's Speedy. Trying to force it through towards Dixon, but Caton won that well in the air for Arsenal. McLaughlin playing it forward again. And again, a slight misunderstanding there between Sanson and Caton, both shouting to each other to go for it. Neither did. Sanson then reacted in time. Spackman, somebody's lost a boot. It's Woodcock. As Cannaville now takes it up for Chelsea. Sent Sanson the wrong way. Spackman. Trying to get it through to Speedy. There's Nevin. Foul by O'Leary. And Woodcock at last getting his boot on. Cannava will take the free kick. It's virtually a corner. And McLaughlin's come up from the back. Mariner's come back to mark him, and indeed it was Mariner's header, but in the end it was Spackman's shot that was too snatched really to be effective. Former Bournemouth player, Nigel Spackman. Mincemeat of Woodcock. There's McLaughlin and Jasper both jump with him, and it's Jasper in fact holding his head who's come off the worst. This side of the penalty area, two big men from Arsenal come up from the back, and at least up there is in a menacing position. Caton and Mariner to be marked by McLaughlin and Rugby. And it's Sanson with the free kick. And Rugby seemed to be climbing all over his defender then. In the end, it goes for an Arsenal corner. Which Davis will take. Chelsea with 10 back, only Nevin has stayed up. As Paul Davis takes the corner. Might come for Robson. Thought about a volley. That was probably the better option. But Davis crossed in once more. Again, the big Chelsea men get it away well. And Nevin couldn't quite get the flick on for Speedy. So Allinson turns it in once more. Kerry Dixon right back there. And Talbot all the way back. The boos came up from the Chelsea end and he changed his mind pretty quickly. Now, can Davis get hold of this? Lazy sort of cross, and falls quite easily in the end for Lee to shepherd it over for the goal kick to Chelsea. Vesky. Arsenal's throw. Sanson with it. Just in front of the Arsenal bench, Don Howe, the new manager. On the left is Don, with Terry Burton, his right-hand man, alongside him. That falls now for Dixon, being pursued by O'Leary. Dixon's done well, he's got his cross in, but Jennings is there. And that's a nice throw out for Talbot. Anderson. And he showed far too much of it to Spackman. Nevin to pick it up now for Chelsea. A little flick through for Spackman. Offside against Dixon by a good 4 or 5 yards. Remarkable goal-scoring record, Kerry Dixon, since he came into league football with Reading. 158 league games, 84 goals. Well, 85 with today's. Robson heading it back. Woodcock with the volley, and it took a funny old deflection as well, off I think Colin Cates, and went behind for the Arsenal corner. Good work by Robson here, and yes, the deflection came off the Chelsea number 4, and Talbot, Arsenal's number 4, will now take the corner. O'Leary, Mariner, Anderson, Woodcock and Caton. Quite a formidable bunch of men up there for Arsenal. Tommy Caton gets the header down, but there's a foul and a free kick to Chelsea. It'll be Eddie Nijveski with the kick for Chelsea. Sanson. Davis to Robson. Sanson again. Allinson. Arsenal's throw. Rugby's header, got a bit of distance on it, but still Davis was there for Arsenal. Allinson playing it on. Speedy. Lear is after him. Speedy's found Cannaville. Oh, good play by Paul Cannaville. Now can he go all the way with a bit of pace? In the end, it was Caton who did a good job there for Arsenal, and then found Talbot. The first real break we've seen from Paul Cannaville, who's, well, he's back again, giving away a free kick that time. It's the first real break we've seen by him, I think, today. He's a young lad with a lot of promise and a lot of pace. 22. Anderson. Spackman's header. Rugby belting it away. Speed is after it. Jennings is coming out. Can Caton get there first? He can. But he's having trouble holding off Speedy, and in the end, the free kick is given against the Chelsea man, David Speedy. And Arsenal get a free kick. Sanson. Allinson. Cates still keeping a close watch on Woodcock. He knows he must. But Woodcock's still got it in for Mariner. So big Doug Rugby now. In his first game for Chelsea in the league, finds Speedy. Cannaville. A touch this time for Jasper. On again for Cannaville. But losing out today. Oh, foul given against Arsenal. As Cannaville was brought down by Paul Davis. Nigel Spackman finding Rugby again. Dixon saying he wanted it in the air, and that's just where he got it. And Jasper with a shot, but really was nothing much to be proud of after he'd made such a good run and after Dixon had done such a good job. Rugby's free kick. With a great right foot is Dixon. He's so good in the air as well, and he showed that then, but sadly for Chelsea, Dale Jasper's shot was way off target. Still 1-1. And now Arsenal get a free kick. Rigby. Nicely guided header for Speedy, but he lost his way. But Wilkie is in again. No doubt this big raw-boned Scot is going to toughen up this Chelsea defence, bringing all the experience he got from Aberdeen to bear now on a season at Stamford Bridge. There's O'Leary playing it in. It might come now for Woodcock. Played back for Anderson. Not such a good cross, but it comes nonetheless for Davis. And the deflection, well, that's a trip there by Mariner. Shake of the hands at the end. Just an accident, says Mariner. My word, for a moment, it almost let him in, though. The linesman flagging, quite right. The ball didn't go outside the penalty area. So try again. Nevin, touch towards Speedy. There's Robson. Cannaville. Talbot in quickly. Oh, Robson and O'Leary getting each other's way. And Cannaville getting possession again for Chelsea in spite of the attentions there of Tommy Caton. Deflected off Anderson. The header by Caton. Spackman. McLaughlin playing it in towards Nevin. Anderson there. Mariner jumping with McLaughlin. The Scot won it for Chelsea, but it's now with Allinson. O'Leary. Allinson. Sanson. Caton, the long ball forward, and a good one too if Woodcock can just save it. But only at the expense of a throw to Chelsea. Lee. Took a long time to find his best place in the game, did Colin Lee. Of course, he was just down the road at Tottenham as a striker, having come up from Bristol City. He's also played for Torquay, but I think he and Chelsea both feel that right back is really his best position. Couldn't keep that in, though. It's going to be a throw for Arsenal. And Kenny Sanson has a good long throw in his armoury, but not for us just now. He finds Allinson instead. Spackman got it away. There's Talbot. A little chip in, and Michveski with a throw out to Cannaville. Now he can really stretch his legs. Dixon's up, Speed is up, Nevin's up. And an obstruction, it was alleged by Anderson. Although Anderson and Arsenal would claim that there were arms around the Arsenal fullback's neck. The referee's given an indirect free kick. It's with Nevin. Oh, a lovely little touch if Cannaville can just turn it back, but he can't. Talbot was there. Woodcock's on the run. Pates is covering him well, and it's an Arsenal throw. Anderson. O'Leary. Anderson. Mariner. Offside. Talbot. Woodcock chasing, but Pates is there. Kind of limping just a little bit at the moment. Pates towards Dixon. And it's, I suppose, all very well for us, sitting and standing in our shirt sleeves, but I think the midday sun has begun to take its toll a little bit on the pace of this game. Now Woodcock trying to get in behind, twisted away well though by Nichveski. Here's Allinson, and McLaughlin getting it away for an Arsenal throw. Good quick reactions again by the young Chelsea keeper. He's taken a little bit of a knock, and his own Norman Medhurst has got to come on and sort that one out. Chelsea old boys there. John Hollins, of course, who is now doing such a good coaching job at Chelsea, played for Arsenal here. And on the right, great goalkeeper Peter Bonetti, who in fact is doing a lot of good coaching with Eddie Nichveski. So it's Sanson now with the throw for Arsenal. Flicked on well, but nobody there from Arsenal to take advantage of it. Pates playing it for Paul Cannaville. That's another free kick. Taken away by Stuart Robson. Jasper. Lee. And Sanson. Woodcock. The foul, I must say, by McLaughlin on Woodcock. Indeed it was a free kick taken. The referee wanting a word with the big Chelsea number 5. Sanson with the kick, and McLaughlin's header into touch. Just under 25 minutes to go, and 1-1 still the score. Ball for Talbot, and almost got it through to Sanson. Final pass wasn't quite good enough. A goal kick for Chelsea. First time Eddie Nichveski has ever played at Highbury at any level. That was a poor goal kick, going straight into touch. It's going to be Caton. Now Mariner. Robson. Comes for Anderson. Cannaville tackling back. Goal kick. Wanting something at the moment just to lift it a little bit. Cannaville still feeling the left leg a bit. Chelsea would be well pleased to hold on to a 1-1 here with 2 home games to come in the next 7 days against Sunderland and Everton. And the referee fell for a moment. It's always good for a cheer. Davis. Mariner. And Rugby first to react. And a long ball that seeks out and finds David Speedie. And Rugby, not content with that, has made a tremendous break through the middle, and Speedie just didn't see him. And the pass from the big Scot And the run of all of 60 or 70 yards was certainly worth something better than that. But now it's Spackman. Dixon. Spackman. Good challenge. And well timed by Anderson. Oh, Cannaville taking it up. Getting the better of Talbot. Talbot dallied too long on that ball. But in the end, he was supported by Viv Anderson. Davis. Free kick. Sansom will take for Arsenal. A little over 20 minutes left. O'Leary's now gone forward, belatedly. And he's the man maybe Sansom was looking for, but no. Davis, perhaps. Rugby stopped him. Doug Rugby certainly had an excellent first game in the English First Division so far. Now there's some more defending to do as Stuart Robson prepares to hurl a long ball into that Chelsea penalty area. There he goes. Massive throw. Caton flicking it back. And Mariner with the shot, beautifully saved by Nisletsky. Good reactions there, because he only saw that at the very last moment. Done well there by Tommy Caton. And there's the shot, and good reactions from the Chelsea keeper. Certainly that save would have been appreciated by Peter Burnett. He's such a great keeper at Chelsea, doing this coaching job with the young Chelsea keeper now. Spackman. McLaughlin. Good jump by Speedy, but still didn't quite come his way. Davis was in first for Arsenal. But here's Spackman again. A little touch now for Nevin. And a corner. Well, Arsenal can't believe that. From my angle, it was impossible to see. And if it was a gift, then Pat Nevin is certainly going to take it. And Bruce coming up from the Arsenal end. But for me, it was impossible to see. Obviously, Viv Anderson was very surprised to see the corner given. But a corner it is. Pat Nevin will take it for Chelsea. Rugby again at the near post. And fisted away. And turned back. That time by Jasper. Goal kick. And Jennings finds Anderson with the free kick. Striding out. Down he goes. He's really been in the wars lately because he's obviously playing on the right ankle now, rather the left ankle. He's also playing with a broken nose. He broke it at Brighton just over a week ago. And the referee having a word with David Speedy. And O'Leary, in fact, prepared to play on. Although one nostril is completely blocked these days, he's going to wait until the end of the season for the operation. Well, this is the moment as O'Leary came striding forward. And there's Speedy going in. Just catching, as you can see, with an ill-timed tackle, that left ankle. O'Leary fit to go on. Arsenal get a free kick. Talbot with it. Good jump by Robson. Mariner trying to take advantage of it. It comes for Nevin. Allinson's after him. And again, it's Arsenal's throw. It could be a long one from Sanson. Indeed, it is a long one. O'Leary didn't get the touch, though. Spackman in the end who got it away to Speedy. Anderson was in quickly, but didn't get possession. It wasn't a very good clearance by Talbot. At least it found Tommy Caton, who in turn found the crowd. Fell very awkwardly, Viv Anderson, as he went into that challenge. Anderson is limping a little bit at the moment. Now Dixon tried to turn O'Leary, but it didn't work. Rugby. And Rugby again. Caton's clearance. Woodcock. Davis. Now chase that. McLaughlin gets there first. Quarter now left, 1-1. Rugby for Chelsea. Cannaville. He got past Robson and Anderson. He's got Dixon away on his left and finds it. Dixon again. Speedy! Well, how Jennings grabbed hold of that one, I don't know. It was a real close-range shot, and it came so unexpectedly. But Big Pat was well behind it. 39 years old, Pat, but the Arsenal fans say as good as ever. Spackman. Speedy. And O'Leary back to Pat Jennings. And I think he made his first appearance in the league in 1963, 21 years ago. McLaughlin's header. He's got pretty solid at the back. He is again with some more work to do. Pates, in fact, getting there. Then Woodcock. Can Anderson get there? Well, he tried to shove Kerry Dixon off the ball, and the referee was saying play on. Mariner's header. And a goal kick. Another Chelsea injury, Joe McLaughlin, I think. Well, this is the pain you get for blocking a Tony Woodcock shot. Let's have a look at it again. $45,329 in the ground and 1 or 2 outside. Here's Jasper. And who's that supposed to be for? Rugby didn't really have a chance, and it's given Arsenal the break now as Mariner finds Robson, tries to get it back to Mariner once more, tries to flick it on towards Woodcock, but Spackman is there for Chelsea. Pates. Rugby will take the throw. Robson, a free kick to Chelsea. Minutes left. Heading towards Nevin, but O'Leary getting that away quite comfortably. And Chelsea defence well able to handle that. In fact, they've looked very, very solid, the back four for Chelsea. Lee, McLaughlin, Cates and Rugby. O'Leary. Caden. Towards Robson, but again, Spackman was there. Woodcock. Davis. Allinson. Trying to get the legs of Lee. Does well there. And so too did McLaughlin. Really had to stretch to get that one away. Arsenal's throw. In position for another long one from Kenny Sanson. Caton and O'Leary have both gone into that Chelsea penalty area for it. Rugby's header away. O'Leary still in there though. McLaughlin's header away, helped by Lee. Sanson with a chance to cross it back in again, finds Paul Davis. Corner given. Talbot. Another corner. Played a wider one this time towards Caton. Now for Woodcock. Onto the left foot, but charged down again. He may get another go. Cannavale's going to do his best to prevent him, and with support here from Speedy, he succeeds. Now Nevin versus Sanson, and Nevin's got away. Allinson's coming back after him. Now can Nevin keep going? In fact, he hadn't quite got the pace, and Allinson did a good job there for Arsenal. Clumsy challenge on the far side by Lee on Talbot. A free kick for Arsenal. Woodcock. Twisting, turning, looking for the yard, and also looking for Mariner, but couldn't quite get to him, and in the end Davis putting it high and away amongst the Chelsea fans. Just that little moment of fear in that Chelsea defence when Woodcock was backing in as he was there, just with his back to the goal, but looking for that chance to turn and whiplash a shot in. They denied him that, and it's a goal kick. Lee getting it away, but into touch. Arsenal's throw. They certainly won't be too dissatisfied with this, Chelsea. If they can hold out for another 7 minutes, they quite rightly would regard it as a very, very good start to their return to the First Division. Rugby. Cannaville. That'll do for Anderson though. Chance for a break now for Arsenal. Talbot's outside him. Woodcock, Mariner and Davis in the middle, supported here by Stuart Robson. Onto the left foot. Goal kick. Heat is really burning down onto Highbury now, and it has lessened the pace, there's no doubt about it, in this second half. It's made it that much more difficult for everybody. Anderson's header. Woodcock hustled unfairly that time by Rugby. Talbot with the free kick. Caton with a header in. Mariner trying an overhead and a corner. Which Talbot will take. Again towards that near post. That time it was Colin Lee who was up very well, dominating that situation at the near post, even at the expense of another corner. Here's number 2 with McLaughlin supporting him. Kerry Dixon, you saw a moment ago, right back there as well. In fact, Chelsea have pulled everybody, even young Pat Nevin is back in the penalty area now. Caton struggling to get that one. It was the little flick by Rugby that got it away, but it'll be another Arsenal throw. And Robson, if the police will just stand aside for a moment, thank you, Constable, because he wants to try a good long throw. In it goes, and Rugby is there to get it away. Now Cannaville with the clearance. You see just how many people are penned back in that Chelsea half now. And will continue to be as Arsenal get a throw. But well inside the last 5 minutes. Woodcock. He's turned McLaughlin well there. Got support from Mariner. Sanson's up there too. Now Allinson. Crossed in towards Woodcock. Will Mariner? Can Sanson get in? In the end, it was Jasper who got it away, not very far, and Talbot then puts it back. A lot of applause coming from the Chelsea bench. They were fearful then that things might go against them right at the last. But the fists were waving, the voices are shouting, and the hands were clapping a moment ago. 3 minutes, says John Neal at the back. And he happens to be right. Oh, poor ball, straight to Campbell. Goes through now. Flick out there for Nevin. Haven't seen much of Pat Nevin. Just 1 or 2 little flashes, but that's promised a bit more as he finds Speedy. Moving again, getting away from the challenge of Davis. In the end, he loses out. And Robson brings it away for Arsenal. Brings it away well for Arsenal, with Mariner supporting him and Anderson coming forward as well. But Rugby, to the cheers of the Chelsea fans. There's no doubt about it, Doug Rugby has made an instant hit here with the Chelsea fans. He's had a fine game, and surely he stopped Anderson in his tracks there. Cannaville, but Robson's there, no foul. Back it goes to Jennings. Well, if the game, the first one of the season's got to be won, it's got to be won pretty quickly now. As Jennings leathers a long ball forward, it's Woodcock. Now it's Allinson. Long range shot, good save by Nichveski. 2 good breaks on goal as Allinson, and that was another, and that would have just crept in, as you could see, except that there was a flag up for offside. Doesn't take anything away from the save. In the last minute. Allinson, the long ball, can Mariner get there? No, it's the keeper's ball. Rougvie. Cannaville. Rougvie. Speedy. Oh, says Leary, I want that. No, Leary going after him again. Allinson. Mariner, back heel, McLaughlin getting it back safely to his keeper. And Chelsea just a matter of seconds away now from a real morale-boosting performance on their return to the First Division. Getting a point that they thoroughly deserve here at Highbury. Dixon. Sanson. Woodcock. Davis. Well into time added on. Cannaville, speed is on his way, but O'Leary just lengthens his stride, gets it back safely to Jennings. Another 1.5 minutes of injury time now. It's Nevin for Chelsea. Allinson. Well, there might yet be a bit of defending for Chelsea to do. Cross comes in, Mariner wasn't really for his liking at all. Davis might get another chance. And it's Arsenal's throw. No, it's a free kick. And a badly taken one as well, because Kenny Sanson puts it straight into touch. Referee again looking at his watch. So little time left now. Again looking at his watch. Arsenal fans urging their men to get the ball forward, and here's Viv Anderson. He's got the better of Cannaville. Oh, and then completely miskicked. But miskicked because there was an infringement on him. And in the dying seconds, Arsenal get a free kick. We've played nearly 4 minutes, I think it is now, of 3 minutes of injury time. Talbot with it. Nichveski having it knocked out of his hands. But it may have been that there was a foul on him, and in any case, he needs a bit of treatment. Well, his first game in the First Division ends with a nasty bump on the head. It ends with him beaten once but helping Chelsea to get a very worthwhile point. And indeed, he's made some excellent saves. Well, the final whistle has gone, and Chelsea get a point they thoroughly deserve, and one that will... No, it's not the final whistle. Oh, there was a whistle in the crowd that sounded like the final whistle then. Now the final whistle has gone. It's a 1-1 draw, and one Chelsea thoroughly deserve, and it heralds a very good return to the First Division by them. With the Chelsea fans, you can see that they are delighted with the point. Mariner having put Arsenal ahead, Kerry Dixon having replied for Chelsea. 1-1 the final score.
Okay, we'll manage with that.
Yep. Oh, Christ, okay. Okay.
You need this, don't you?
Standing by, ready.